Good morning. This is Eddie Boyd. Most of you, if it's on my page, you know who I am. There's no introduction needed. For those who don't know, I'm Eddie Boyd. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I live in Ellenwood, Georgia, in Clayton County. There's a few things. Growing up in New Orleans was a beautiful place, right? But there were certain things that I experienced in my childhood that became normal that probably shouldn't have been normal. And that happens in every metropolitan city. There were some beautiful things, like the cultural aspects that I took for granted. From the Mardi Gras Indian, from the Mardi Gras itself, from the way we represent the ones that have passed on by second line and all that good stuff. There's some beautiful things in our community that after I lost a lot of that from Hurricane Katrina, I realized how special it was. A lot of times I didn't participate in a lot of that because I thought of second lines. I thought about the violence that would happen at times at the second lines. But once I moved away and I realized the rich culture, every time I go to New Orleans, I want to be a part of it. The culture of violence kept me away from something that was very, very special, and I was missing it. I'm on this journey, and I started this journey a few months ago because my daughter had an incident where she was attacked at school, and there was things we could have done a little bit different because leading up to an event, there's a series of actions, right? And so you can't change other people, but you can change yourself. And there was things that decision. I believe in taking accountability and ownership. That could have been done a little bit different, and my daughter could have done differently because it started off with a picture, and then the person felt offended and it was in public view, and she felt some type of way about it, and she wanted to basically, in retrospect, I had time away from the point. I realized that she wanted to do what she thought my daughter did to her, and that was embarrass her. And she wanted to, in my eyesight, looking back on it, she wanted to give her that same thing that she felt. And after that event, it made me realize about all the stuff that happened with my kids. It made me realize about when, my daughter was shot. Just going to a club by a person that she didn't know. 7 of her friends were shot, and 3 of them are no longer with us. And I'm one of the lucky ones because my daughter's still here. Within 7 months of that, my son had an incident that started out as a conflict with his girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, and he was threatened. He ended up getting a weapon to protect himself, and the guy saw him and ran up to him with a pipe, and my son turned around, he saw him, and shots were fired. All these stuff. These are conflicts that probably could have been handled another way. Luckily, I'm glad that young man didn't die in that event. Because I don't wish death on no one. I'm glad that even though my son got, I don't agree with the sentence he got, especially in the type of stand your ground situation. But there were things in that event, with conflict resolution tools that could have prevented him being in that, putting himself in that situation. So it's all about accountability and what we can do so things won't happen to us. And that's the mission I'm on. If you see about the conflict resolution deal that I post, the Team Summit thing, this is something that once Ebony had that incident, I said, Nah, enough is enough, Eddie. You have the power to do something. There are other people in the community that will join you if you sound the alarm and you be transparent and tell your story. And I'm happy to say that the county listened. Their ears were ready to listen. But we have to have a voice. We have to speak out and speak up. And that's the whole thing with this conflict resolution thing. And that was actually, that wasn't mine, speak out and speak up. But that was the whole thing about Teen Summit on Saturday, if you saw it. Speak out and speak up. This is our community. You know, violence is a distraction from all the good things that happen in our community. You know, it's just like it stopped me from going to something was beautiful, a second line, a very beautiful cultural thing. It stopped me from participating in it. So we have to try to do what we can to remove and give the kids and the people in our community the tools to handle these conflicts in the proper way. You don't have to agree with everybody all the time. You know what I mean? Just don't resort to violence, you know? It's okay to agree to disagree. It's okay just to walk away because it's not good for you. I don't have all the answers. That's the reason why I ask professionals to join me. And I'm just going to be using myself as a vessel to tell my story as a father and, you know, my experiences as a young man. You know? I'm living in the city of Atlanta. Well, I'm living in Ellenwood, which is right outside of Atlanta. They got a song out that's not Atlanta and all that. So generally, I tell people that I'm from Atlanta because hey, if I tell them from Ellenwood, you don't know what I'm talking about in Georgia. But yeah, there's beautiful things, and violence is a distraction, and we have to do what we can to change things. I don't want to go to another funeral because somebody has died because of a conflict that wasn't that big of a deal. You know, I have a near-death experience when I was getting a ride from someone. He blew the horn for me. The door was locked. I didn't get to the door fast enough. He left. He went around the corner to see his daughter. I heard gunshots. I didn't think nothing of it. I saw police, and then I went to the corner and I saw he had been shot 17 times. I was supposed to be in that car because he actually came out to come to me because I was taking a little bit. Then he went around the corner. And it was over a conflict that wasn't worth somebody losing their life. That's why this means so much to me. You know, I've seen several friends at the scene that have lost their lives. So this is the mission I'm on. It's worth it to save a life if you can. You know, if you can, join some of the things I post because it means that much. But I'm at Thumbs Up in Atlanta, actually in Atlanta, and I'm about to eat with my nephew and my daughter. But I wanted to share that with you this morning. I hope you have a great day. Hey, peace be unto you. Have a good one.